Hey y'all, Pancake here. Universal's brand new theme park, Epic Universe, is fastly approaching its opening in 2025. And today, we're going to take a peek into what it's going to look like. We are taking a trip to City Walk at Universal Orlando Resort to explore the brand new Epic Universe Preview Center that just opened. Inside, we'll explore some of the new merchandise and take a detailed look at the gorgeous model of the park that's on display, while we explore each of the 5 themed lands featured within the park. It's a moment I've been waiting for a long time. So come along and let's explore it all. Well, the time is here. The time is now. We finally have the Epic Universe Preview Center open, and this is something I've been looking forward to this for a long time because there had been talks of them having a model there, full-size model of the park, and it's there, y'all. It's there. Now, before we get to that part, go over to City Walk and check out the model, I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background on the theme park. You know, I know some of my viewers are already tuned in to what's all happening in the theme park world and Disney and Universal, but some of you might not have an idea of that. So I want to give a brief overview of what Epic Universe is before we dive into the model. So Epic Universe is a brand new theme park coming to Universal Orlando Resort in 2025. As of right now, Universal has 2 theme parks, 2 true theme parks. They sometimes say a third one. I'll talk about that. So the 2 theme parks that they have are Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. And now they also have a water park, Volcano Bay. And they, like I said, they sometimes count that into the 3, but they truly have 2 theme parks. Now, something to note about having 2 theme parks. Down the road, Disney, they have 4. So Universal has 2 locked-in days, sometimes a third locked-in day if people are going to Volcano Bay, but 2 days where families can come and enjoy the parks. Now, that's not to say that families couldn't go to the same park multiple days, but I think people want variety, so sometimes people will spend 2 days at Universal and then go to Disney for a couple days. So that's where Epic Universe gets interesting. So Epic Universe is a way for Universal to obviously expand their portfolio, but also secure a third day of the guests' time. So one of the reasons Epic Universe is such a big deal to Orlando in general is because Orlando hasn't seen a new theme park since 1999, and actually, it was Islands of Adventure that opened up back in May of 1999. So it's been about 25 years since we've had a new theme park built within Orlando, and that's going to bring more jobs, more tourists. It's just a very interesting time to be around Orlando. So there's a little bit of background about Epic Universe. Now let's head over to City Walk and we'll check out the brand new Epic Universe Preview Center. We'll see some of the new merchandise they have on display. And of course, we'll check out that brand new model that they have revealed. While we're looking at the model, I'll talk a little bit about what's going to be in each land, and we'll take a deep dive into Epic Universe itself. So without further ado, let's go. The time is now, y'all. Here we go, into the Epic Universe Preview Center. So when you first walk in here, we got some mannequins with some Epic Universe merch, and they got some backpacks. Kind of a Spirit jersey. I don't know if you'd consider that a Spirit jersey. I like this kind of like turtleneck jacket. It's very like low key, but classy, like that. And then they got some of these pins and lanyards, and then it looks like a patch. Nice selection of somewhat basic merch, but I like it. So around the whole store, they got all these, basically what it's kind of going to look like when you're there at Epic Universe. There's portals to the lands, and so they have all the lands represented here. You got How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the Ministry of Magic. Then you got Super Nintendo World, and then the final land, Dark Universe. So within the Epic Universe Preview Center, they got some merchandise for each of the lands. You know, and if you want to be Princess Peach, you can be Princess Peach. Go ahead, Alex. Be Princess Peach. Wow, it's the blonde hair you've always wanted. And for the Wizarding World, the Ministry of Magic area, they got some animals, or creatures, I guess you would say, from Fantastic Beasts, because this land is going to be a lot based off of Fantastic Beasts, but it will still feature, I think, characters from the original movies. So to me, out of all the merchandise here, I really like the Wizarding World, so the Ministry of Magic. I like this keychain. The one ride is going to be based off of the Ministry of Magic, and it has that black brick pattern on the back.
And I also like this mug with the time turner on it. There's a lot of speculation that the ride will deal with the time turner. So I think that is why we're seeing it on a lot of this merchandise. You can see it here on the bag and then also on these shirts. Part of my lack of knowledge when it comes to the creatures and beasts from Fantastic Beasts, but this backpack, whatever the heck this creature is cute. And look at this wallet. I'm not gonna buy it, but it's adorable. It's holding a little like coin purse. Here's a look at some of the Isle of Berk merchandise. So they got some small keychains of Light Fury, I think is the name of this. But they got some phone cases with Light Fury on them as well, with some toothless ones right there. And they actually have some specific land ones with Isle of Berk on it. They also got some of these like keychains and magnets, and a pendant with Isle of Berk. I like these pins too that they have up here. Today, they actually did a nice look into Dark Universe, so here's some of the merchandise. Now, we believe that this probably is not going to be merchandise that they're selling in the land. This is just some pre-stuff. I mean, they might. I think this is just like a little pre-merch drop. I'm not like the biggest fan of this stuff. It's cool. It's new merch with Dark Universe on it, which is the land I'm probably looking forward to the most out of all the lands.
So now that we've checked out some of the merchandise, let's take a detailed look at this model.
Where the most people are gathered around is where the model is. Our turn has come. Here it is in all its glory, the Epic Universe model. This thing is massive. Now, a lot of Disney stuff, whenever they make a new land or something, you'll always see them make a model, and they'll show it off sometimes at D23, and so we've never really gotten to see a model for anything that Universal's made, but this is just on the same detail and scale as the models that Disney has made, times 2, I feel like, or times 10. It is insane. I had seen photos online of this, but when you're here in person, it looks that much more impressive. One of the like underrated things I feel like that a lot of people aren't talking about as much is the Helios Grand Hotel. I believe that's the name. It's the hotel that's located within the park. Being in a hotel that is located basically within a theme park is next level, game changing. It changes your whole experience of when you're there. That hotel is something I am looking forward to the most, especially the rooftop bar, because who doesn't like having a drink looking out at a theme park? I mean, imagine the views that will be up there.
So it only makes sense for us to start at the very front of the park. Now, when you first get to the entrance of Epic Universe, you're greeted with this beautiful structure that they're calling the Kronos. The Kronos kind of has that patina de bronze look to it, which I just love. And within that Kronos are 5 emblems for the lands that make up Epic Universe. Now, once you walk through the structure, I think based off the concept art and this model, I think we're all going to be in awe of the beauty of Celestial Park. You're going to be greeted with some kind of statue of an astrological figure, it looks like. And then behind that, there's going to be cascading waterfalls leading down towards the multiple fountains and lakes of the Celestial Park area. Now, Celestial Park will act as the main hub to all of Epic Universe's lands, but the land itself features several neat attractions and dining options as well. The 2 attractions within this land are called Stardust Racers and the Celestial Spin Carousel. Now, Stardust Racers is a dual-track roller coaster. If you had ever been on Dueling Dragons before at Islands of Adventure when that was open, it's going to be exactly like that. So you'll be racing side by side with another vehicle as you fly through these like wooded areas in the theme park. I think this one's going to be so neat. There's already been some test footage of the 2 vehicles racing each other, and some of the launches and the peaks, the top hats they call them, are just insane. And at night, I think the vehicles are going to light up, and so these 2 racing throughout the forest is just going to be a sight to behold. So really looking forward to this. Now, kind of moving towards a more family-friendly attraction would be the Celestial Spin Carousel. It's going to be a beautiful family-friendly carousel, but with a twist. The carousel vehicles can actually spin 360 degrees while it rotates around the turntable. So as opposed to a normal carousel that you're always looking forward, this one has the opportunity to look left, right, all the way around. And I think that they're going to be deciding that for you. I don't think it's like the teacups where you can decide where you're spinning. So I'll be interested to see if this one will be a little too nauseating. Nonetheless, the exterior of this attraction looks absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of this stained glass look that will overlook the Celestial Park gardens. Now, of course, you're going to want to be able to eat while you look out at this beautiful landscaping in this area, and you're gonna have the opportunity to do that at the Atlantic Restaurant. Now, this one is going to sit right on the waterfront. You're gonna have views of all of the foliage, all of the lakes, the fountains. I think this is going to be the restaurant reservation to get. It's going to be probably a very hot commodity when this comes out. And there are other options within Celestial Park dining wise, but we will save that for another time. Now, the part of Celestial Park that I'm most excited about is just the beauty and landscaping and water features, fountains that are going to be within this land. You know, in one of Universal's promotional videos for this, they said that this whole park, this land, is going to put the park back in theme park. I'm just excited for that. I'm excited to have some green space, and this is huge, sprawling green space. I just can't wait to be able to sit on a bench at night, listen to some background music, the water trickling down the fountains, and just people watch. I think it's just going to be a very peaceful and relaxing place to come to after spending time in all the other lands. Now, I mentioned that nighttime spectacular. This is where everyone's probably going to gather around to watch that at the end of the night. Now, we don't have many details about what this show is going to look like. There is a giant fountain within Celestial Park that has a lot of seating. It's going to be pretty much like a Bellagio style fountain show mixed with, we do know that there will be fireworks, and fireworks on the scale of what Disney's fireworks are. All right, now on to the other lands. Next up is Super Nintendo World. Now, this is one we've already seen finished in a way out at Universal Japan and Universal Hollywood, but I'm still really looking forward to having one of our own in our backyard here in Orlando. This land will have a Mario Kart ride, a slow moving Yoshi ride, but the ride I'm looking forward to the most, and I think a lot of people are too, is the ride located in the Donkey Kong Country part of this land, which is going to be called Minecart Madness. Now, the neat thing about this ride is that it has an all-new ride system that will give the illusion that our minecarts are jumping over gaps in the ride track, just like you would in the Donkey Kong games. I think this one is going to be very neat. It sounds like there's going to be some animatronics within the ride. I think Super Nintendo World is going to be great for those families, but also for those kids at heart. It looks super colorful and vibrant, and I just cannot wait to visit this land. Now, while we're in this land, one really neat thing that they are doing at the Epic Universe Preview Center right now is an augmented reality experience that you can do straight from your phone. They have an app that you download, and then you can point your phone camera at the model, and the different lands will start to come to life with little animations of the attractions and the characters that you'll see roaming around those lands. It's a really neat feature that will give you a glimpse into what the kinetic energy will be like within these different areas. All right, next up is Dark Universe. This is probably the land that myself and many others are looking forward to the most. It's going to be based on Universal's classic monsters, such as Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Invisible Man, Dracula, Wolfman, and many others. I think the reason so many of us are looking forward to this land is just the eerie theming that will be present. You know, so many people love the Haunted Mansion for that reason, and of course, Halloween Horror Nights. And we know what they can do with Halloween Horror Nights and with those temporary sets and probably much smaller budgets, but now they have way more budget to build an entire land on this genre and even 2 full-on rides. So when you first enter Dark Universe, you'll be able to walk through the town of Darkmoor. Based off the concept art, it looks like you'll be greeted with some tombstones, some decrepit buildings that are kind of falling apart, and within this village area, there will be an experience similar to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, where kids, or again, kids at heart, can get made up to look like these classic monsters. So this will be a neat opportunity to get in theme and dress up before you head deeper into the land. Now, as you go deeper into the land, you will come up on 2 attractions. One will be a spinning coaster based on the Wolfman, called Curse of the Werewolf. This one's going to feature a Wolfman animatronic that I'm sure is going to be terrifying. It's probably going to swing at the cart as the coaster goes through this barn area. But the main attraction within this land is going to be located within a castle structure, and that attraction is called Monsters Unchained: The Frankenstein Experiment. Now, based off the concept art and some of the visuals, This ride is going to be insane. Universal is touting it theming wise as the scariest ride that they've ever built. Now the premise of the ride is the great-great-granddaughter of Henry Frankenstein is trying to continue the legacy of the family by conducting experiments to bring some monsters back to life. From the sound of it, there's supposed to be tons of animatronics within this attraction. They actually even showed a brief video of one of the animatronics in their latest reveal video, so I'll put that in right here. Now, one neat detail that they put on their website is it sounds like the Phantom of the Opera is also going to be featured in this attraction, and he will be playing his organ, but that organ is going to have flames that shoot out of the pipes at the top. So, I mean, it's just like, it sounds like there's just going to be all these neat effects entered into this ride with tons of monsters, and I'll just be curious to see how they pull this all off. It's going to be incredible. Now, this land will also feature a really neat dining location called the Burning Blade Tavern. It gets its name because every 20 minutes, the windmill located on top of this restaurant will burst into flames. This is going to be such a neat beacon at night. I really can't wait to see this one in person. I think this is going to be like the main photo op of this land. Now, the last part about this land that I think is crucial to any theme park is entertainment and live actors, and that is going to be scattered throughout the land. It sounds like there's going to be roaming characters, whether it's a monster hunter or Frankenstein and the Bride of Frankenstein. They're going to be scattered throughout the land, interacting with guests. And the other one that was really cool that they mentioned was a violinist is going to be walking around, probably singing and playing songs about the monsters of the land. Think of it like a town crier. I'm so excited for this. I hope you all are too. Let's move on to the next land. Continuing on clockwise, we are arriving at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. Now, this is set in 1920s Paris, and when you first walk into this land, you'll be greeted with a replica of the Porte Saint-Denis. You will then make your way into Wizarding Paris, where there are rumored to be different creatures from the Fantastic Beasts movies hidden throughout the land. Universal has yet to release the details for this. They've kind of saved it for last, but we do know from permits that there will be an attraction and a stage show located within this land. For the attraction, it's going to take place in the Ministry of Magic from the movies, and by the sounds of it, we will actually get to enter the ministry just like they did in the movies through the Flu networks. I think we're all looking forward to being able to walk out of that Flu network and walking into the Ministry of Magic. It's probably going to be gorgeous within there. There's of course going to be some shops and dining in here, but we still don't know too many details about that. But once they do announce it, I'll come back and let you know more about it. Now, the last land within Epic Universe is based off the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, and this land is called How to Train Your Dragon Isle of Berk. This land is going to feature 3 attractions, a kid play area, and a stage show. The first attraction is Dragon Racers Rally, where you'll be able to board a dragon riding trainer and spin around the sky, where you'll be able to actually control the rotation of the vehicle and tailspin until your heart's content or until you throw up, whichever comes first. Now, the next ride will actually be the main attraction of the land. It's called Hiccup's Winged Gliders, which will be a family-friendly roller coaster that will take us all throughout the land. And if the rumors are true, it sounds like you will be able to see a Toothless animatronic and a Hiccup animatronic within this ride. The third and final ride in this land is called Fire Drill. It's a family-friendly ride where you'll be able to compete with other boats to put out fires using water cannons on the boat. I think the kids are going to love this one for sure, and it's definitely going to be nice during the summer months. Now, this land will also feature a gorgeous stage show with huge props and figures that will fly overhead of guests in the audience. Now, this is actually a copy of a show that they already have at Universal Beijing, but it's going to be within this land, which I think will make it even better over here. But from video clips of that show over there, it looks absolutely beautiful. I think it will be a great addition to this land. Now, to me though, the part that I am most excited about this land is the possibility of drones dressed up as dragons flying overhead of the land. Yes, you heard me correctly. Now, they've hinted at this multiple times during their announcements of the land, and they haven't specifically called it out that that's exactly what's going to happen, but there's been a lot of rumors, and I really do think we're going to get this. If they pull this off, I think it's going to add so much kinetic energy to this land. I think it's just going to immerse you that much more, and it's something that I wish that they could have done in Galaxy's Edge. So if they pull it off here, Hopefully it will inspire Disney to maybe do something like that with like ships flying over Galaxy's Edge. We'll just have to see. In general though, this land just has so much beautiful landscaping and rock work, and I think it's going to compete for my time as far as just sitting and like enjoying and people watching. This one seems like it's going to be a very relaxing and beautiful land to sit in. All right, well there you have it. There is all 5 of the lands at Epic Universe, giving you also detailed looks at that model while we talked about it. I hope you enjoyed this. It's something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and 2025 is fastly approaching. I hope you're excited for this new theme park. Again, it's been 25 years since Orlando has had a new theme park. This is going to change the game, I'm sure. It's going to motivate Disney to even do bigger and better things, which again, rising tide lifts all boats. Now, of course, once the park opens up, you know I'll be making videos about it, so be sure to subscribe. I know we have some time until then, but I've been trying to put out more content recently, so hopefully you enjoy any of the new videos I create between now and then. Let me know in the comments, what is the part of Epic Universe that you are looking forward to the most? Like I said in the video, I think Dark Universe has my heart won, but I'll be interested to hear what you all think. But that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you so much for watching again, and remember to stay golden.